Do you ever feel like you could never pick the right version of Minecraft to start your world on? You always feel like you're missing out on a cool feature that was once removed in a previous update, like cheap, discounted villager trades, or infinity and mending on the same bow? How many versions back do these discontinued features go? Don't you wish you could just collect everything? The best version I could find was Beta 1.6 Test Build 3, and I know it might say unlicensed copy, but I promise you I do have an account. It's just, I'm using a launcher called Betacraft, which allows you to go back into older versions, and it just doesn't recognize that it's an actual launcher. The reason I actually picked this version is because it starts you off with 11 debug chests with like all of the items in this version, and it includes unobtainables like a fire block, the spawner, portal blocks, and even bedrock. I'll make sure to list out all the rares later on when I actually move it into the museum. I picked this world sorta because its spawn is very close to 0-0, which is where I want to position the lab / museum, and it also had all of the debug chests, because in some worlds they actually don't all spawn, which is why it took me like 100 worlds to actually find a good one. I had explored this world a little bit before actually recording, and it turned nighttime, and trying to fall asleep I didn't know about the nightmares that were in the older versions, where if you have available spawn locations next to your bed, it'll just kick you out of your bed and then summon a zombie or a skeleton on top of you, which is kind of confusing if you've never really played beta before, which I really hadn't. And so it took me a minute to actually realize and make like a house and light it up around it. When trying to get geared up, I didn't want to waste any of the items in the chest, because I think it'd be a cool monument to go back to. And so I used the Alt F4 dupe that was introduced back in Inf Dev and removed in 1.15, but it's where you throw your items on the ground, save and quit, and then pick them back up, and then you'd hit Alt F4 or find a method to actually close out of the game, and when you join back in, it would save the items that were on the ground and also save the items that were in your inventory, so it effectively dupe your items. I kind of wanted the base to be a hub of like dimensions, so whenever you would go through the portals, you'd end back in like the same location, like coordinates wise, so that's why I wanted it at 0-0. While I'm mining out the area for the base, I think I'll just go over the rules for the series. Not very complicated, but I think it'd be good to settle them out and make sure there's no confusion on what we're actually trying to do this series. Plain and simple one, attempt to collect everything that becomes discontinued or unobtainable in future versions. Pretty self-explanatory. I want to actually attempt every single one, even if it's like something small, something you wouldn't even like notice. And then the second one is duping, save stating, and entering snapshots are all allowed. I'm trying to actually grind for the rares and not resources, but once I am able to build like good farms, I actually will. Some items require minimal file editing and going back versions, which I'll leave up to y'all to decide if I should do those or not. Last rule really is I won't update versions until I'm sure I've gotten everything I possibly can in that version. And if you know any unobtainable items in that version and that I haven't gotten yet, please leave a comment and tell me, like, before they update, of course, and you aren't able to get them again. And then kind of last little tidbit, if you think I should change any of the rules or make any additions, also leave a comment. That'd be great. Besides that, that's basically it. I just wanted to say why I wanted to do unobtainables is because, just as the intro said, I'd always been wanting to start a world, but it's been a bit confusing with like, oh, what if I wanted this? What if I wanted that? And so I saw like this one YouTuber, Puffing Fish, I'm pretty sure, and he makes these really cool videos about going through the versions and really inspired me. But he doesn't actually use his unobtainables, which I thought was weird, and I kind of wanted to make my own version and actually use them, which I think would be cool. For the base, I wanted like a lab type design. It's going to be like a museum where there's different corridors, and one is for items, one is for blocks, one is for mobs, and then the other is like maybe farms or storage. I'll have just see when I get there, but I think it'll look pretty cool. And I do have it laid out in a creative world. It looks pretty cool like in later versions, because I will have to collect more resources for it throughout the versions to actually make it actually detailed and stuff, because there's not many things you can actually use. Actually, I've been trying to make this video for like a year now. It's been pretty hard to actually like get started and make a video. So I think just getting one out there would like help me stay motivated and like see what people say on it and get suggestions, get criticism, like get a basis of like how I should make my content. And I think that'd be really cool to start a community. And like, what if this blows up? Like, that would be cool. But I really think this would be a cool series. And if it doesn't blow up, that's fine too. I was just mostly doing this for myself, because I wanted like, it's kind of like proof, like, oh, I did this. I actually got these things without creative. So then if like my friend comes up to me, how'd you get bedrock in your world? You definitely went as creative. It's like, no, I didn't. Check this out. But that's stupid. Also, for the base, I want it like to be run down too, because like it's gonna be like it traveled through time and like versions. That's like the whole theme, and that's kind of what I want to capture. Maybe like a overgrown, maybe leaves. And I do have a really cool idea for the floor. You'll just have to wait to see that once I get the correct item. I'd love to hear your guesses on it, but for now it's just gonna be glass. I will say I did get a lot of inspiration on my skin and the thumbnail from Popular MMOs. He's been like my favorite childhood YouTuber like since forever, and I really hope to see him come back to YouTube if he can. That'd be really awesome. I just hope he gets better, to be honest. But he's been a really good influence for me to make content. I also want y'all's opinion on all the time lapses. I don't know if y'all like them or not. My thought process for them was it'd give me time to talk about the rules and just like the series as an overall, but I kind of ran out of things to talk about, and I don't know if I should cut them instead. So I would like y'all's opinion on that. Right here I'm just putting up the finishing touches on the base right now and putting the different portals up for the hub area. I'm not gonna have all these glowstone blocks everywhere, that's a mess, but it will be lit up, if that's like a hint for the floor. Also, the chest will be moved into another room. There, I'm just gonna sit in the lobby. I do want the lobby to be very decorated and not very utilitized. That's a word. And just look nice rather than actually be useful. You've also seen me use the cake block, which is super helpful in this version because most food items aren't even able to stack. So the ability for it to be able to stack and basically fill up your hearts almost instantly is really useful. Also, tell me if you like the Minecraft music in the background. I'm gonna try and like theme it off the version, so whenever the music is released, I'll play that version, like as the version I'm on. So for example, this is beta, and so I'd play the beta track. Pretty crazy stuff, I know, but I think throughout the versions it'd be a good little touch. Hopefully I do get to those versions, because there's going to be some hard unobtainables to get. It's going to take a while. Like, I'll just have to base it off feel, and if y'all want me to like skip through songs, because some aren't even that worth it either. I think this will be an interesting series. I'm going to try and do an unobtainable per episode, unless one's super hard and I have to do like different parts. But I'm not gonna have any filler episodes of me just building onto the lab. But unless y'all want me to, this is totally fluid. I have no clue where it'll go. Hopefully good though. Footage for actually bringing the items over to the debug chest room actually got corrupted. It was like unloading and loading like super fast and give someone a seizure, so I don't want to really include that. So I'll just show the finished product, which is all 11 debug chests, and I'll say all the unobtainables: half bed, flowing water, flowing lava, and these are like blocks of lava and water, so you can actually place them down without a bucket. And then double stone slab, fire block, redstone wire, crops, farmland, lit furnace, standing sign, half wooden door, wall sign, half iron door, lit redstone ore, unlit redstone torch, reeds, portal, cake block, unpowered redstone repeater, powered redstone repeater, locked chest, and spawner. I know some of those sound like, hey, those aren't unobtainables, but they're like the block form of it and like not the item, so it's a bit different. But a lot of them do get removed in later versions, so you actually have to place it down to actually see the unobtainable, and some will just get removed altogether because you can't really keep that, or it changes when it goes into block state. But yeah, this is it. This is the room. I'll be flipping it back to the other side just because the orientation of these chests are basically always set unless they have like a block behind them. So I'll be changing it once actual chests change into like the entities. I did figure out where all the zombie noises was coming from. There was a zombie spawning right next to the room, so sorry about that. And I will be updating the looks to all the different rooms once I do get enough decorative items, especially with the leaves, because I think they decay if they aren't attached to any logs, so I'll make sure to place them in once that version is passed. But yeah, that's about it. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. I really hope y'all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time.